Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Preseason is here, and it is not, unfortunately, without its issues. In today's podcast, I am going to be covering the level up and blue essence problems, I guess, that people have been having with the recent patch. Now, runes, I think, generally are fine. I think that while there are some issues, especially with in terms of early itemization, I think those are mostly just everyone's going double damage because it's early, we don't really care, we're all messing around with the system. I haven't seen anything in the runes that I think is particularly broken at the moment. I think everything seems like it's working okay. However, it's the other two things that Riot have done that have been giving me questions and qualms, and which have also been giving a lot of other players of the game qualms as well, and that is in regards to the level up and BE system. Now, I sort of touched on this in a column I wrote earlier this week, but I did want to cover it here again, as unfortunately my fears were not alleviated. Currently, the way the system works is you gain no bonuses whatsoever for just playing games. Instead, you only earn experience as you play games. When you get enough, you level up. When you level up, you get a level up capsule. You open it, you have anywhere from 1 to 5 champion shards, in which you can then disenchant for blue essence, or which you can use to create a champion. Now, on paper, this sounds fine, if with maybe a few questions. The biggest issue is that it dramatically lowers the amount of currency rewards you get for a game. Now, beforehand, if you really think about it, you got a little bit of IP every single game, win or lose. Obviously, if you won, you got more, but regardless, you got something. And this was fine because it meant that you could make sort of incremental progress towards your goals. Say I'm a brand new player, and I'm looking at the champion list, and I'm thinking, well, Kane, that guy looks really cool. I'm going to save up and try to buy him. Well, so I don't have that much time to play the game. Maybe I'm in college, maybe I'm a high schooler, maybe I just have a job and it's keeping me too busy. I play a few games every night, I get IP, and over time I eventually accumulate enough to buy Kane. And this is fine, because at the end of the night, even if I'm only able to play 2 or 3 games, I can look at my IP total and see that it's increased. Meanwhile, in the new system, there isn't really it doesn't feel like you're making any progress towards your goals, because you don't get any rewards whatsoever until you finished a level. So if I'm level 30 and I play a couple of matches and at the end of the night I'm still level 30, I feel like I didn't go anywhere or do anything. I'm nowhere closer to that. And conversely, if I do finally get that chest and I open it and it's champion shards and I disenchant for essence and I'm 50 essence off what I want, well, I have no way of getting that 50 essence until I level up again and get more shards. So I have to spend another potentially 10 to 15 games before I'm actually able to make the purchase I want. That feels pretty bad, I'll be completely honest. Now, I can't fault Riot for the decision too much. See, the biggest issue is that with players no longer having to buy runes to be competitive, since runes are all free and you don't really need rune pages, you can have them if you want, but they're sort of optional now. The biggest problem is that players now have so much more IP in their pockets that they're just going to buy champions with. That's the only thing you can do with it now. Now, there are a few things you can still use Blue Essence for. Obviously, it's a component in Champion Mastery. The Blue Essence Emporium is out right now, so you can buy things like Chromas and Ward skins and the Earthwick skin if you have a particular huge amount of Blue Essence available. But at the end of the day, champions is what we're going to be buying with Blue Essence most of the time. And once you have all the champions, well, there's not a whole lot of extra reason to keep playing, grinding the game out, because you've already gotten everything. There's no more reason to even care about Blue Essence. So I understand that Riot did want to take some resource gain out of the system, so that way they did have a way to say, okay, we need to have players buying skins or champions more with RP than they do with IP currently. I understand that, and that's just a business thing. I acknowledge that that's probably a thing that needed to happen in the wake of runes getting removed, as that was a big hit to Riot's revenues, which I know is a thing that nobody likes to talk about, but we're kind of talking about it here. So I understand that they wanted to go on that route. However, that being said, I think that getting no blue essence whatsoever for playing games is just a really feels bad situation for any and all players of the game. You don't feel rewarded at all until you finally level up, and by the time you level up, you get a bunch of champion shards that you probably don't care about and which don't disenchant for hardly anything, and your gains are overall reduced from what they were in the IP, so that feels doubly bad. My proposal is simple. I don't think Riot need to reintroduce resource gains per game. So I don't want Riot to be giving us blue essence every time we play a game, unless it was in significantly small amounts, say 50 for a win and 25 for a loss. That would be acceptable for me, because I do think that the focus on leveling up is fine. But I think that there needs to be a way to help players who are close to their purchasing goals accelerate to those goals entirely. And I also think that there needs to be a way for players to feel better about just playing games and making some kind of progress. So I propose small amounts of BE being added to every game. Like I said, 50 to 25 BE per game. Alternatively, I would like a slightly larger amount to be awarded for your first win of the day, or possibly even your first game of the day. So, for example, I finally win a game, and maybe I earn 200 BE. And that's the only BE I get for the win of the day, but it is still an option. It is still something I can get. So, anyways, those are just my thoughts on the subject, because it is a really terrible situation. Players are not happy if the boards are anything to judge by, and clearly something needs to be done. Riot have addressed that they will be looking into this, but until then, these are my thoughts. Go ahead and let me know what you guys are thinking of the whole BE and level up situation down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, especially if you are totally fine with the new system. Go ahead, let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you really enjoy the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days as well. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you all later.